What's up guys, Aleyzr here and welcome to another video. In this video we are going to talk about how to push monster or how to perform a monster push. So yeah, let's go. So most of the times when you do want to push monster, you want to have it smoked so you can safely cross and push into the monster without them seeing you. So one thing that is really important is you want to make sure that the smoke is as deep as it possibly can be without making it obvious. So I think a smoke like here is pretty fine, but if you have a smoke like here, it gets really fishy for the enemy and they might expect a monster push and then you lose the effect of surprise, so it might be harder to catch someone off guard. So that is something you want to keep in mind. So don't make it super obvious. You can just come into this area here and then just aim a little bit lower than this pipe and then just run forward and you will get this smoke. And I think this is at the edge of making it obvious. You can throw it a little bit lighter and I think this would be fine. This is also kind of a small one way if someone is like playing from here trying to see through the smoke. So after you smoked monster, you can, so let's say you have a smoke here. After you've done that, you can use a nade and throw some spam in, try to figure out if there's someone playing behind the smoke, because first of all you get information if someone is playing behind the smoke on the lower ground or if someone is spamming from up here. You can hear that and you can figure out a really good timing for your push, because when they spam the smoke back you can hear them reloading or you can guess when their reload timing is, and if you push then there's a high chance of them being in their reload animation so they can't shoot back. So this is a small little detail that you can use. So when you have smoked this off and you nade it, you did some spam and then you decide, okay, now we want to go for the push, you can get into the smoke and then the first guy, like usually this is performed with 3 guys, 2 are pushing through the smoke and 1 is doing the flashes or the smokes, but we will get into the grenades later. So you have to smoke here and then you go out the smoke and the first one goes on the right side and he can check this area here and then quickly check the short pipe, and the second one is going out to the left, checks this corner, and then he can hold this for a second until this guy had cleared this, and then this guy here can come up and clear positions like this and maybe come up here if he wants to, and the second guy can just stay here, try to refrag if it's like needed, or he can just watch short, or you can even just push through and help him to take control over this area and then just stay here. So if you decide to push further than this position here, you need to be really careful, because there are actually a lot of positions where Ts like to play from. One pretty common position on higher level is this one right here. Modi likes to play this a lot, and you can actually, like, let me third person, if you duck here and you have your weapon out and you look into the ground or on the ground, it's pretty hard to spot you, and he sometimes does that when he hears them pushing monsters, so he hears the grenades. He sometimes likes to hide here and maybe someone is pushing up here and then he can catch him off guard. So that's something you need to be cautious about. So when you come up here, make sure you jiggle against this position, and then there's another really dangerous position, which is this one right here, because they can see you when you push up to them and they can just pop up and pre-fire you. So this is something you really want to be careful about if someone is playing this position. If you're playing against a team where you know that the B lurker is very often in this position right here when he thinks he's getting pushed on, you can actually use a molly, but I think this is pretty much overkill. But if you want to do it, like, go for it if you feel like, okay, he's always playing there, but in my opinion this is pretty overkill, but I just wanted to show it to you. So let me show you how to throw the grenade. So in general, you want to have flashes that are like here in this general area, so it blinds anyone playing here, there, or even up here. And then some teams like to smoke this off, and there are two ways to do it, in my opinion. Like, two ways how I like to do it. There are obviously more ways, but the first one is just come here, line up this metal thing with this part of the wall here, and then just aim at the first balcony, go a little bit towards the left, and just release it. This one is pretty fast, and I kind of like it. And there's another way in which you can do it, and it's from here, and then you just aim at this red thing here, a little bit towards the left, walk a few steps, and then you have your smoke right there. And from this position you can immediately just jump up here and then release the flash. And there's a lot of room for error, so it doesn't need to be like precise on the edge. You can be anywhere around here and just do the flash. And you could also do a follow-up flash if you don't want to use the smoke. So let's say you can come up here, do this flash, and then you can do this flash, and this flash blinds anyone that is playing from here, and then your teammates can push out with the first one, wait for the second one, and just peek with it. So in the beginning I said that there is another way to perform this push without the smoke, and this is something Mousebots likes to do a lot. They do a run boost from here, and most of the times it's Oscar that gets into this position here and then can look for a pick, because sometimes the T's aren't expecting someone to already be there because they were watching the pipe the whole time, and this is how they get cheap picks. And I figured out a way to surprise or catch someone that is playing here with a bunch of cool flashes that you can actually use, and I wanted to show them. So the first flash you can use is this one. Is pretty simple. You just aim here between the wood and this brick, and then just run forward and do it like that. And obviously, of course, I failed it. Needs to be a little bit higher, like this. And then you can push, and if someone is holding from here, you can clearly see he's not going to be able to see this flash at all, and he will get full flash. So if you see that someone is like shooting at you when you peek here, you can just come back, do a flash like this, and then you can just run forward and try to kill him, in case you think that he's the only one in this general area. If you think there's one close, you could obviously time it with another flash from your teammate. So the guy who boosted you can just come here, and then he waits for you, and you're saying, okay, I spotted one here, can you do the close flash for me? And then you can just throw them together, and this guy can then push. You can pretty much do the same flash from this general area as well. So just come here and then look where those two things are, like the light signs, and then just aim at the left side of this light sign on the height of the first balcony, run forward, and this is pretty much the same flash. They can't see it, and it's a really good flash to push monster with. So now we talked about how to perform the monster push, so let's quickly talk about what you want to do afterwards. So obviously you can send one player like flanking, but it can be like really risky, because T's might play from here and fall back, and as I showed you earlier, they might play here or here. Like, it's really dangerous for you to push. So most of the times you want to leave someone just in this area right here. The only thing you need to be careful about is if they hear the push, which they probably have, they will expect someone to be here. And sometimes they even use flashes, I don't know, like this. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes teams like to do that, so this is something you need to be careful about. Something that would be quite cool if this guy still has a smoke, so he can play here and spot if someone is like coming or hiding, and then he tries to take control over this again, and then he can just drop a smoke. This would be something really cool, because now you can delay the push again, and most of the times teams take control over this like later on, and then you're in a really good position. Obviously you need to be careful about people are coming out the underground, but you can have a teammate spotting that, or if the door is still closed you can hear them coming out. Another thing that you can do is just fake a presence, so you can maybe have someone falling back, and then once he sees the smoke is fading, you can just re-smoke it and then fall back, and they might think that you are still here and they decide to go more towards the A side, but in reality you're already like more towards the C spawn and you can rotate quicker to the A side. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you want to stay tuned on when new videos are coming out, just follow me on Twitter. And if you didn't like the video, just leave a comment on why you didn't like it so I can make it better next time. And that's pretty much it for the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.